Good day and welcome to another Abba's House Nugget. As usual, it's a pleasure to come to you. Remember to like, share, subscribe, put on your post notifications so that we can come to you every single time. We are in the book of Esther, and we are in the story where Esther was going through a year of her purification, beautification treatment, and that was verse 12, and then 13 going down to 18. We see where Esther ends up going into the king and so pleasing the king that she is crowned queen or sultana of that empire, right? So I want to touch on something that might be a little bit touchy today, because we see this young woman. In our previous set of devotionals in Joseph, we saw God use a young man and put him through a process and into a position of influence. Now we're seeing a young woman being put into a place where she can influence a king. But the thing about that is that the way that she gets to that place of influence is via her looks, her figure, her beauty. And I know that there's this whole movement nowadays about women being objectified, and I'm not discrediting any of that. But I believe that every resource that is given to us by God can be used by God to fulfill His purpose. And don't tone down anything that God has given to you. Please do not. And I'm speaking specifically in relation to women right now, because this is a story that tells us that this young woman, Esther, was renowned for she was fair, she had a good shape, and she was beautiful. She was extremely pleasant to look at. And there are places and spaces for both men and women that because of how they look, they're going to get into that space. That's the reality of how the world works. Because of how good you look, there are some places and spaces that you're going to get into that other people will not. And I'm telling you this morning, do not downplay that, because it is God that created you that way. And we're seeing God use this, because as you go through this story of Esther, you realize that Esther was placed in this position for a special reason. She needed to be there for a similar reason as Joseph, because she would have to deliver her people at a particular point in time. So just remember, don't downplay it. And in this specific story, it says that Esther went into the king with no more than what Haggai advised her. And we're in a society today where everything is a cosmetic and everything is, what you look at. But I believe that there are historical accounts that would say that most of the women would have went in with a bunch of you'd say jewelry and ornamental stuff, but the king wasn't impressed by that. There's a natural beauty that, yes, you might have to accessorize, and perfume's gonna make you smell good, and yeah, a man likes perfume, but your natural beauty can take you places. And don't be ashamed of it. Do not be ashamed that you are a beautiful young woman or that you are a good-looking, handsome young man. And don't be afraid to use the resources you have to climb the mountain that you're meant to influence. Amen? Please be encouraged by this word. It's simple, and there might be people that disagree, but it is clear in this story that this young lady's beauty and her figure is what got her before the king and eventually made her queen. God bless you. Go do, go give, and be blessed.